What did you start trading for? This is a question that I kind of came across myself, that came to my mind when I got my first payout this past weekend. I got my first 2K payout, and this is after 5 months of trading, learning to trade. I kind of learned to trade in the first 2 months, and then in November and December, I kind of just refined my craft, and then I got a mentor in December, and this is my first payout ever. And as I proceed forward in my journey, I just want to contemplate that question because I don't think I'm motivated just by the money anymore. I think that trading is compelling for so many reasons, and I want you to contemplate this question as you watch this video. Think about, why are you trading? What are you trading for? And I think that question is so motivating because it allows you to go into every single trading day with purpose. And I'm just going to explain to you a little bit of what that looks like for me. So I think the number one reason why people trade, and what people are trading for, what people are aspiring towards, is personal growth. I think that trading is so compelling in that aspect because trading allows you to develop your discipline. And I've kind of struggled with discipline my entire life. I have always struggled with weight problems. Back in high school, I used to be this really fat kid, and I've kind of just had very big fluctuations in my weight over the years. I would gain weight, then lose weight. I would gain weight, then lose weight, and I would gain and lose weight in unhealthy means. Um, and it is mainly just down to discipline. Am I disciplined enough to not eat a snack, to not eat a cookie, to not eat when I'm full? Right? Even though I might want a cookie or whatever, it's all just about dopamine, right? Whenever you want something, you crave something, it'll give you that dopamine hit. And trading is yet another avenue that it accesses our brain and our mental in that way, right? When we click a buy or sell button, it allows us to get that dopamine rush, whether we win, lose, break even, etc. And trading will directly correlate to success in my life. And so, but in order to allow that to happen, in order to trade well, I have to continue to stay disciplined, to stay out of bad conditions, to only enter when my model says to enter, to also use my discretion in that aspect, right? So I think that trading will allow me to develop my discipline, and that aspect is really appealing to me. And so, and in so doing, I will be able to grow as a person as well. I think next is that we all want to live the life that we want. Right now, I'm currently sitting in my parents' bedroom that they had made for me, that has been my childhood bedroom. And while I'm extremely grateful and lucky to be here right now, because I know that not everyone has this opportunity and this privilege, I also know that I have so much potential, and that I should be able to pursue what I want to pursue, be able to dream big, and not only just dream big, but actually like achieve those dreams, to reach those goals, right? I know what my potential is, and I think that that's my next point, is that everyone knows what their potential is. Everyone knows what they like, what they're good at, how they've grown, right? I have gone from having amazing opportunities before. I have had the privilege to be put in incredible situations that could have led me to an amazing life and career. But things happen, life happens, and for me, trading is yet another avenue and yet another opportunity through which I can succeed in my life. And I think that through which I can also achieve my potential, because with trading, it's extremely scalable, right? You don't have to just settle for like 10K months, for example. People go from 10K to 20K to 50K to 100K months and just get more capital and continue to scale. And I think that that just speaks to the extent of one's potential, because that also tests you psychologically. How much can you, or to what extent can you stay disciplined enough, stay patient enough to and stay psychologically sane enough to be able to scale to tons more accounts and to be able to trade with more capital. The next thing is that trading, I trade for independence. I think being able to work as my own boss and to make my own decisions and to see the pure result of those decisions is so important, right? It's everyone says that trading is a you versus you game, and I really like that aspect of trading because when I make a mistake, it is my fault. I can't blame anything else. I can't blame anyone else. I was I was wrong. Like for example, if I lose, I was either statistically wrong or I messed something up about the entry or risk management or I was wrong about the bias or any of those things, or I entered in chop, et cetera, right? No matter what happens, there is always going to be a trade that you lose, and sometimes you are to blame for that trade losing. And I really like that aspect of trading because sometimes when you're working in a job, right, you have things happen to you that are outside of your control and you can't do anything about them. But basically, everything within trading leading up to a trade is totally in your control. You are totally in control of your hand when you're pressing the buy and sell button. And I really think that that's what I'm trading for. I'm trading for control and independence. I think I might have already touched on this, but I also trade for the intellectual challenge. I think that trading is not as easy as people make it out to be. That's why it takes so many people so long in order to become profitable. Hell, my mentor became profitable after like 1.5 years of trading. And I think that's because it's not only mentally challenging, but also intellectually challenging, because some models don't always work and you might need to change your model. Sometimes trading is also extremely discretional as well. You might have a specific strict entry model that you like to enter a trade on, but that strict entry model might not present all of the time. But if the draw on liquidity is still correct, then you can find an alternative entry model, or you could use your discretion to enter anyways, and it would still play out. And I think that the whole concept of discretion is intellectual challenge. And over time, I can see myself growing so much by developing my own discretion and by using it to adapt in my approach to the markets. So I think a part of the intellectual challenge of trading is the fact that trading is so fast paced that sometimes you only have 30 seconds to make a decision, or even less than that. And I think that when you pass opportunities by, you take them as learning lessons. And I think that, in trading, there's always going to be a mistrade that you get. And I love all those aspects to what trading is. I think the last couple things I want to talk about, I might have already touched on this a little bit, but I trade in order to provide for myself. I want to provide for myself. I don't want to depend on other people. And I also want to build the life that I want. I don't necessarily want everything that the flashy trading gurus have. Like, I know TJR has his Koenigsegg and people have these crazy ass cars. I'm personally not into all that. I just want to be able to provide for my family, to give back to the people who have supported me most, even when they maybe shouldn't have, even when things were really dark and scary, and when things weren't certain. And I want to be able to have control over my life. I want to be able to move out and to provide for myself, and ultimately get my own place, get my own car, not necessarily an extremely bougie car, but to be able to start my life back up again. And I see trading as the way to do that. But all of these things come, right? I want to just pause because, right, you've probably been contemplating the question as I asked you to at the beginning of the video. And all of these things come with the psychological discipline that you must have in your trading as well as in your own life. I'm starting to get back into the gym. I'm starting to play pickleball more. I'm starting to eat better to get my 10K steps a day. I'm starting to also trade very well psychologically. Like I'm following my rules, I'm sticking to my plan, I'm using my discretion as well, and I overall have been like growing psychologically as a trader, and that is what it takes in order to um, realistically over time get to what your goal is in trading. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember that when you're trading every day, when you wake up every morning to trade, try to think about those things that you're trading for, whether it be not just money, but also self control, emotional development, personal growth, freedom in your life, um, and reaching the potential that you have. So, really hope you enjoyed this video. Dr. Tiger out.